Hello and welcome to this new video from my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Caro Herrera and today I'm going to be talking about a book called Here Be Dragons. It's a historical fiction novel written by Sharon Kay Penman and published in 1985. It is the first of the author's Welsh Princes trilogy, followed by Falls the Shadow and The Reckoning. Before I begin though, let me just say that this will be a video with spoilers, so if you haven't read Here Be Dragons, beware. Back in the fall of 2016, I first read The Sun in Splendor, which is Sharon Kay Penman's most famous work, and I totally fell in love with it. So I'm sure that the first time that I must have become aware of Here Be Dragons must have been when I researched the author's other books. But even though I am an Anglophile and a royalist who loves the British royal family, I'm more familiarized with the most recent monarchs, from Queen Victoria onwards. So because Here Be Dragons dealt with kings from the Middle Ages that I didn't really know that much about, I'm certain that must have been the reason why I didn't really pay that much attention to this trilogy. Which reminds me that back in 2014 I actually went to Wales for a day when I was in Europe, and it's so frustrating now to think that I was there at the place where this trilogy took place, and I didn't really appreciate it because I didn't know anything of its history. So yeah, I really want to go there again so that I can really take in what a beautiful, vast heritage the Welsh have. But yes, anyways, the reason why I finally decided to give this trilogy a try was because someone recommended it to me after watching my review of The Sun in Splendor here on YouTube, and she highly praised Here Be Dragons and encouraged me to read it. So I checked it out again, and I now thought the plot sounded more intriguing. I read some reviews and they all praised it as being really good. And in the end, I read the first couple of pages, and just with that quick sample, I knew that this was gonna be a book that I really loved. Why? Because I seem to have a tendency for falling for novels that deal with English monarchs, or in this case a Welsh prince, that begin with them being boys out on their own having this adventure in a forest. For example, Here Be Dragons, The Sun in Splendor, and Once and Future King by T.H. White, my third favorite book ever, which deals with the life of King Arthur. But yeah, those are the reasons why I finally decided to give the Welsh Prince trilogy a try. The story spans several generations. It begins in a way with the death of Henry II, and then goes on to follow what Richard the Lionheart and King John, two of his sons, with the famous Eleanor of Aquitaine, did while they were monarchs. But in truth, Here Be Dragons is a story of John's illegitimate daughter, Joanna, whom he dotes upon. And so we follow Joanna on her roller coaster of a life as she ends up marrying Llewellyn the Great, a Welsh prince who with time ends up ruling all of Wales. The plot also heavily deals with how Llewellyn strives all his life to unite and fortify Wales against English invasion, as well as with his family, his children, his court, and his kingdom. But holding it all together is a love story he and Joanna have, spanning decades, taking the most surprising turns at times, but overall always feeling true, inspiring, tender, and exciting. So yeah, this novel has it all. Romance, politics, intrigue, betrayal, jealousy, revenge, murder, history, religion, to name a few. I give Here Be Dragons a 10 out of 5 stars review because it's just that good. It's quickly become one of my favorite books. I'm not quite sure yet in which spot, but yeah, I really encourage you all to read it. It's not perfect, but seriously, I just can't praise it enough. It's just such a beautiful tapestry of what living is, full of its joys and woes, and of the complexity of what human beings are like, having both dark and light in them. It's such an amazing, beautiful novel again, and it's been a long time since I read a novel that captured my imagination, my heart, and my attention so much. I devoured it in a week. I liked all its characters, the writing style is beautiful and the pace flows really smoothly, and yet it never seems to lag despite it being really long, and the historical research was fantastic, and I'm in awe of it because I am a journalist, so fact-checking and researching it are some things I know about. But yeah, the characters that really stood out to me are Joanna, Llewellyn, and Joanna's father, King John. And while they were flawed and I wanted to shake sense into them so many times, that just endeared me to them even more because I could connect and understand them, and it was such a fascinating reading experience. And like, honestly, about King John, all I knew about him was that he was a bad king from the Robin Hood legends, while I knew absolutely nothing of Llewellyn and Joanna. And while of course the author invented scenes and dialogues, and maybe even the dynamic between them, in the end it's all based on historical facts. And that just makes it all the more poignant for me, both the reading experience and my impression of these people. It's like something Penman, the author, once said about taking facts and breathing life into them. And oh boy, she surely has a talent for that. And as an aspiring writer myself, I take off my imaginary hat to Miss Penman. And again, like she once said, I think Dragons was virgin territory for most readers. The saga of the Plantagenets was much better known, but not many people were familiarized with medieval Wales or its princes. And then too, the story of Llewellyn and Joanna, King John's illegitimate daughter, is a remarkable one, which struck an emotional chord with many readers. And well, I am happy and proud to say that I'm one of them. For the moment though, I believe that this is all I have to say about Here Be Dragons. Thank you so much for watching my review of it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did or if you didn't, as well as what are your own thoughts on this story, because I would love to talk about it with you. By the way, seriously, since now it's very popular to produce stories set in like the Middle Ages, please someone make a movie or a TV series about Here Be Dragons. I mean, I'm certain I'm not the only one who thinks this would work. But yeah, in the description box below you can find a link to the book's Goodreads page, and be on the lookout because over the next couple of weeks I'm going to be posting my reviews for the other 2 books of this trilogy. Anyways, I'm Caro Herrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you're in the world. I'll be seeing you soon. Goodbye!